If you've only ever had that bright pink Taramasalata you buy from the supermarket, you're in for a real surprise. This is the real deal. No food colouring, no unnecessary extras, just a beautifully creamy, salty, tangy dip made the traditional way. It's not pink, because it shouldn't be. Once you've tried making your own, there is absolutely no going back. I hope you're all well. I'm Shane. Welcome back to It's Cooking Good. So we're going to dive straight into this. It is very, very quick and it is very, very easy to make. And here is some bread. It's stale bread. I've taken the crust off it and then we're just going to soak it in some water. And there's 200 grams there. We'll put all the details and quantities down below in the description as always. Anyway, just want to make sure that's nicely doused in that water, and we'll just put that to one side for the moment. And then here is your all important smoked cod's roe. Now it's readily available. I got this of course from Ron Fowler and Sons. Thank you again guys. Again, if you're in Bookham, make sure you pay them a visit. But it's actually quite easy to get hold of these days and relatively inexpensive. Today we're using 125 grams. That's how much I normally use in my recipe because I make a batch of it up. But if you like it more smoky, then you can always add some more, entirely up to you. There's one thing we need to do with this first, and that's to remove this outer sort of membrane here, because we want the stuff that's on the inside. So just get a sharp knife and it should come off, he says, relatively easy. You just want to sort of peel it off like that. It comes off. I'm trying to get it in one fell swoop, but I don't think that's going to work today. There we go. Nice big piece there. Just remove all of that. I probably should have done this before I started recording. It would have been a lot easier, wouldn't it? It's probably quite a boring viewage. It is so delicious. I actually like smoked cod's roe on its own, just on some toast. Spread it on toast. As you can see, it's really nice and sort of spreadable. A little bit of lemon juice. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so that's our prep pretty much done. I've got a food processor. And here I've got an onion. It's a red onion, a really small red onion. So if you're using a large one, just use like a quarter, and I've grated it, and that's going to go into our food processor. And then we're just going to switch that on and lightly blend that all around. And then to that, we're going to add lemon juice. That's the juice of 2 lemons. Just let that do its thing. Okay, that's good. And now we're going to add in our cod's roe. So just drop it in the top. If you've got one of these, if not, obviously stop it and drop it in. And we really want to whisk this now for probably about 30 seconds or so. Okay, let's just have a little look at this. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, let's just take our top off for a second. Back to our bread. And you want to squeeze this out, all of that excess water. If you find it easier, put it into like a kitchen roll or a bit of, or a tea towel or something like that, and squeeze it out. But you do really want to get as much of this water out as you possibly can. That's it, there's some, so we put that in. And then for our last batch here, it's so warm here today. That water was freezing cold. And now just being in this bowl, it's gone sort of lukewarm already. It's like 31 I think today, or 32. That's it. Just keep squeezing it out. That's it. And then I've got a last little bit here. There we go. And that can go in. Get your lid back on. And blitz again. And at this stage, we really want to keep this blitzing now for about a minute. Okay, that's had a minute. Here, I've got extra virgin olive oil, and I've got 300 millilitres here, and we're going to just gradually add this into our blender. Just keep it at a steady pour. Last bit in. That's it. Leave that for another 30 seconds and we will be done. Okay, that is ready. It looks a really good consistency. So let's bring that over here. I'm just going to clean all this down. I've got some pitas on the barbecue. I'm going to grab those off. We'll put the whole thing together, and then most importantly, we can give it a try and see how it tastes. Okay, I'm all cleaned down. Sorry, The flies today are everywhere, and as you probably know, when you've got fish around and about, they are all over it. So I had to clear that down. Let's get these pita breads out. Nice and crispy. Lovely. Just put those there. Our taramasalata. Looks amazing. Hopefully you're going to be able to see that consistency. Bring it up for you. Look at that. Wow. Looks delightful. Obviously, remember, we didn't salt this. We didn't put any pepper in it. You don't need to. The lemon does a really good job. And obviously that smoked cod's roe is nice and salty too. And I'm putting a big old mound of it in there. And then what I tend to do, this will keep in the fridge for a good sort of 3 days, maybe 3-4 days, is just decant it into one of these. And I'm going to do that now before I make up the dish, purely because it is so warm. So I'm just going to quickly do this and then we'll assemble the dish. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a nice board. Let's put our lovely taramasalata somewhere like there. I like to add just a little bit of dill, just a pinch on the top. Gives it a nice little bit of colour. Use oregano if you prefer, or a little bit of parsley, or nothing at all. And then I've got some lemon zest here from half of one of the lemons that I used in our taramasalata. And then let's just chop these up. Probably do them in sort of strips, I reckon, probably best way. Get that knife through there. Oh yeah, there we go. One last one. And then probably again, across the middle. There we go. Great for dipping. And then I like to just sort of scatter these around and about. Nice as a little sharing platter, just put it in the middle of the table. And what I also like with these is radishes. Radishes goes really well, I personally think, with taramasalata. So I normally put a few, so just in the middle there, make a little well. And that will do nicely. So there we have it, my traditional taramasalata made in minutes. Let's give it a try. Grab one of these. Oh, I've dropped another one. Chuck that back on there. Let's have a little dip in, see what it's like. That is so delicious. Much better than anything you're going to buy from a supermarket for sure. And I think visually more appealing as well. I never liked the pink one. If you want a smokier taste of that, by all means add some more of that smoked cod's roe. Again, if you like more lemon, make it your own basically. The thing I would say is just stick to the bread and extra virgin olive oil quantities, because I know that that works really well. But as I said before, I'll put it all down below. Guys, that's it from me for today. A real quick one for you. I do really appreciate you tuning in. If you like the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please also like, share and comment. Let me know if you try this or if you've got a different way of making it. I'd love to hear from you. I'll put all of the details of today's traditional white taramasalata down below in the description as always. And all that's left for me to say is until next time, it's cooking good.